charcoal. It seems like a pretty simple thing, but it's not. This is my test of three big brands of charcoal that's available here in Europe, what they are before and what they are after a cook. All three of these batches were cooked the exact same way. One rack of ribs, hot and fast, 2 hours total cooking time, and then shut off. We got the B&B charcoal competition oak briquettes. That's what's over. And we got the standard Weber briquettes. These came out in, I think, around 2016 here in Europe. That's what they are before. This is what's left. And we got these premium, long-burning Globaltic barbecue. This is a good one. Easy start, easy ignition. They start easy. Yeah. What can I say? Like I said, all three were pretty much the exact same amount in a chimney, started the exact same way. This is what's left from these. They look pretty good. It really looks like a decent, compact briquette. But this is what we get over. We get tons of all the white fluffy ash over everything. So much that they start dying and choking out as you're cooking them because you can't get the ash off. But what amazes me out of these is normally these are all cooked in a slow and sear plus with a grate on it. What I always do is I pick the grate up, shake it to knock off the ash, and then when they're cold, and then I can reuse them. The Globaltic, there's nothing left. It is super light, and you see it, they just crumble apart. There's nothing over. There's nothing holding it together, and it just turns to dust in your hand. And if you shake it in the slow and sear, there's truly nothing over. The Webers, on the other hand, same exact cook. These come out, they're solid, they don't break, and you can 100% use these again. Throw them in the next cook, and they'll burn. These, there's nothing over. The B&B, I've only had my first batch of B&B, and so far I can say they rock. They light super fast. I think even faster than the Webers. They smell good, and there's a briquette over. The same, similar to Weber. They're there. Compared to this, there's nothing. Yeah, you can break any briquette if you press hard enough. The Webers are pretty solid. These don't break easy. Yeah, there's not much you can say there. But overall, my opinion, the Globaltic, yeah, that's a borderline waste of time. They don't have any smell at all. That's the only good thing you can say about the Globaltic. There's absolutely no smell. It could be a gas grill for that point. There is nothing left over. They start so insanely hard, you have to use a whole handful of the Weber starter cubes, the white cubes, and hopefully they'll get going. I have tried these on a snake burn, and they will not light from one to the other as a snake for a low and slow. I've also tried this low and slow cook in my slow and sear in the same idea. They won't light. They fizzle out, and you end up with cold temperatures. Weber briquettes, they are consistent as can be. They will always do the same exact thing you want them to. They give really good heat, a real nice light blue smoke. I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to Google it again to get the exact specs on what's in the coal. But they smell good. They smell like a stick burner. And they always do exactly what you want. They burn good. They connect in a snake burn from one to the other. And you have your money, your value for your money, because you get to reuse everything that's left. The B&B, these are for the steak cook-offs. And I understand why they use them for the steak cook-offs, because they are hot. And I mean smoking hot. I did hot and fast ribs, and they pegged the needle on the Weber kettle, and the slow and sear charcoal basket wasn't even filled. I was really, really impressed. When it says here, burns hotter, yeah, believe it. They are pricey in Europe here. I would recommend the B&B. They smell good. They're clean burning. Very, very little smoke when starting. You put these in the chimney, start it up, and it looks like, yeah, a 1920s coal furnace firing up and just chugging smoke. And if you're lucky, anything gets lit and they burn until they get choked with ash. Let's take a look at this again with all the ash. This is just unbelievable. And then, like I said, it feels lighter than styrofoam. It just breaks in your hand. There's truly nothing left. The Webers again, you can still see these are definitely the Webers. They have the two lines going down the side, just like these. These just rock. I mean, they burn hot, and you can still use them. Yeah, and the same with these. You can tell this is a B&B. You can still see the B in it. It's still a solid briquette, reusable. Coals do make a big, big difference. You have to use what you can afford in your budget, especially if you're just, cooking once in a while. But the best advice I can get you is try a little bit of everything. Try that one, try that one, try that one. Use what you can afford and use what works for you. That doesn't work. That works. That works. It's pretty much, charcoal is exactly like everything else in the world. You get what you pay for. And don't ever fall into a sales pitch where the salesman says, oh yeah, they're just as good as, say, B&B, or just as good as Weber, of just as good as, nothing's just as good as that. Don't fall into anything like that. Just try one bag of everything. Try it in different ways. Try it in a smoker. Try it in your Weber kettle. Try it in whatever barbecue you have. See what's over. And it's not just how they cook, how they burn, what's over. If you got nothing over, you got screwed. Most kettles, you can shut off all the vents, starves the charcoal from oxygen, and the next day you can cook it again. Knock off the ash and go. But if there's nothing over, you're paying way too much for whatever you're paying, even if it's half the price. If one bag is half the price of the other, and it's 3 or 4 times faster gone because there's nothing over, then you're paying way too much for that. This is just my little rant and rave. I spent a long time this summer with the wrong charcoal because one brand I used was not available. You live and learn. Even if it's hard to find or expensive, buy what works, because there is nothing absolutely nothing worse than fighting your charcoal trying to keep a cook going. And especially if you're doing a pulled pork or a brisket. And yeah, you're doing pulled pork for 9 hours at least. At least. And if 4.5 hours in, all of a sudden your temperature starts, going right down the shitter, yeah. And the entire bottom of your Smoky Mountain is totally filled with ash, you're screwed. You have to rip the entire smoker apart really fast, deal with all that, just because you have that shit. Yeah, my choice is Weber of B&B. Whatever I can get easiest and close in my area. And luckily, both of these are available to me. So that's what I recommend. Yeah, try it before you buy a whole bunch of them. Don't stock up on 10 bags of crap. My personal recommendation is either the Webers or the B&B in Nederland so far. Out of these 3 tests, there are more tests to come, and as soon as I test out more brands, I'll let you know. Anyways, thanks again for looking. Have a good one.